Check. Hey. Hello, everyone. What's going on? Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Spending my money on other women, taking money from someone else. Come back home, baby, try my love one more time. Come back home, baby, try my love one more time. Don't gonna quit you, gonna lose my mind. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. You're spending my money on another woman, taking money from somebody. All right. Before you accuse me, we'll take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, we'll take a look at yourself. Spending my money on other women, taking money from someone else. Before you accuse me, we'll take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, we'll take a look at yourself. Spending my money on other women, taking money from someone else. Before you accuse me, we'll take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, we'll take a look at yourself. Spending my money on other women, taking money from someone else. All right. Okay, big finish. I'm having a little fun. Hi, everybody. Sound like I'm in a well. Just a second. Luke, I am Elfaja. No, I'm good. All right, how are you guys doing today? What are we? Saturday. I'm all tangled. There we go. There we go. What's going on? Saturday evening, early evening. Actually, it's happy hour. It's double happy hour. You get 2 hours of me, 5 till 7 PST, every Friday, Saturday. That's right. Robbie Hancock coming at you live. And I'm in a new space. I'm living now in Sydney, BC. I'm actually not living here yet. But I have a studio. I got the studio early, so I'm here for June in the studio. And then I move to Sydney officially July 1st. Canada Day. And speaking of Canada, I got my Canadian flag up today. So I was thinking about that. I'm like, I'm moving on Canada Day. I'll actually have most of my stuff already here, but it's a good day to start a new adventure. Believe me, I didn't really want to move during a pandemic, but sometimes things change in life, and you either go against the grain or you go with the flow. And so I decided to move and put the word out there to some friends and the universe. And this opportunity came up, and I got this beautiful new spot here. So I'm thankful, grateful. Anyway, I'm going to do some talking and story time and all of that stuff today, but I'm going to dive right into some more songs. And I appreciate you guys showing up today. Guys and gals, for that matter. And howdy, neighbor. Kiwi Apple is here. And a.k.a. Tanya. Hello, Tanya. Hello, neighbor, I should say. And Cindy Baker's here. Hi, Cindy. How are you? And I'm sure there's some more people, too, wherever you are. Oh, there was more people. I guess they just popped in and went, I need to go get a drink or go to the bathroom. Oh, well, I'm sure they'll be back. Hello to you folks that are here. I see I've got lots of people on YouTube already. Hi, guys. My loyal fan base is here. Hello, everybody. Please stop in the chat or chat from wherever you are. I'm streaming to a few different platforms today. And there's a few that aren't really tuning in. Periscope and Twitch, I'm not sure if they're really working for me, but Facebook and YouTube definitely are. So Melissa's back. She's a mini fan. Yeah, well, they all start off as mini fans and then they grow from there. Melissa's tuning in from Petawawa, Ontario. Melissa Warnock, yes. Awesome. Okay, so what's going on here? I play every Friday, Saturday. I play songs that I've written and songs I wish I'd written. I have a big black box of memories behind me, and talk about that a little more. It's like photographs from the last 20 or so years of my life. And I'm playing today by donation. So if you'd like to tip or donate, then I open up the box, pick out a photo, show you guys, and then we have a story or song behind that photograph. Some of them are sentimental, some of them are romantic, some of them are naughty, some of them are risky, some of them may or may not get me in trouble, so it's all very random when I pull it out of the box. Hey, Billy's here too. All right, all the fine folks are showing up, and hello, Billy. Billy's still in Kamloops. I'm not going to hold that against you. I used to live in Kamloops. That's another story. Actually, we used to work in Sun Peaks. I probably told you that. I miss you too. Okay, so I'm going to sing some songs here. I try and switch it up. I do that one kind of a lot because it's a good one to warm up with. But I think I'm going to dive into one of my own songs today, right away. This song is off my latest release called The Shape I'm In. And this song is called The Shape I'm In. Here I go again. I've got myself into this. I hope it'll be the last time I break this heart. Move along like a stone in the ground. Every time I say I'm fine, you know I'm not. You're the only one that knows what I'm hiding down within. You are what I needed today. The only one that sees me like the sunshine to the rain. You see my colors and the shape that I'm in. The shape I'm in. The shape I'm in. Here you are once more to lift me out of this mess. I can never ever thank you enough. You're the only one that knows what I'm hiding down within. You are what I needed today. The only one that sees me like the sunshine to the rain. You see my colors and the shape that I'm in. The shape I'm in. The shape I'm in. You really got me like nobody else. So glad I found you here amongst the stars. You're the only one that knows what I'm hiding down within. You are what I needed today. The only one that sees me like the sunshine to the rain. You see my colors and the shape that I'm in. The shape I'm in. The shape I'm in. Shape I'm in. All right, thanks, guys. Hey, Lisa Gamble's here. Hi, Lisa. Hello, lovely Lisa. I'm so happy that you guys are here today. You gals. It's mostly gals today, actually. I can keep going with the love songs then, hey? Till the boys show up. Yeah, why not? By the way, you can help me out today by sharing. Click the share button wherever you are. Share it with your timeline or share it on YouTube to your YouTube channel or to people specifically in Messenger, that kind of thing. And you're just sharing the feed, and then that will help more people to come in and hang out with us today. And yeah, it'd be great. It's always great to play for more people. And this thing's been growing and growing over the last few months, and I'm super happy about things. And I've actually built up to over 200 subscribers now on YouTube, which is awesome. It's actually amazing, considering in March I was at like 70. So that's a pretty big leap, and it's organic. Most people, most of those people are people that I know or are fans of my music that have kind of reconnected in a lot of ways, and this whole online thing has helped with that. So I'm not just performing for people in my local community, but also people that have liked my music and or just my friends and family sometimes too, which is awesome all over the globe, actually. So pretty damn cool, I say. Pretty damn cool. I'm good, Lisa. Thanks for asking. Yeah, so let's sing a love song, shall we? Since it's all girls so far. I'm going to sing this one. This is a song that was written by, I think I might go back and forth between cover songs and my stuff today. Maybe. Not sure if I'm going to do it the whole time, but we'll see how that goes. So let's go over to a song I didn't write. And this is a song by the Beatles. And this song has 16 chords in it. Oh, one guy. Robbie James. Well, I know deep down he's a romantic guy too, so. And he likes the Beatles, so. There may be some more in the background. I'm not sure, but Rob is brave enough to say hello. Okay, here we go. Something the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she moves me. I don't want to leave for now. You know I believe in how. Somewhere in her smile she knows I don't need no other lover. Something in her style shows me I don't want to leave for now. You know I believe in how. You're asking me where my love grows. Don't know, I don't know. You stick around, now we may show. Don't know, I don't know. certain way she knows that I don't need no other lover. Something in the way she shows me I don't want to leave him now. No, I believe in how. You're asking me my love grow. I don't know. You stick around with me, sure. Don't know, I don't know. There you go. It was the Beatles song. Beatles. Geez, that ring light is really showing up on this guitar. Somebody pointed out to me yesterday. There's not much I can do about that, really. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know what to do. Somebody help me. I have an idea, actually. Let me see, because it's kind of annoying me now. Hang on a minute. And considering there's only 4 of us here, bear with me, guys. Just give me a second, and I'll keep playing here. I'm going to try something. Hello down there. Hello. I'm sorry. I'll do better next time. That's not bad. Okay. Let's try that. So nothing really changed for you guys and gals. Oh, look, there it is. Oh, well. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. I'll do some research. For now, you're going to have to put up with the bloody... Why? I don't know why that wasn't working. Like, that wasn't doing that in my other space. And I was using the same light. Maybe turn it down a bit. Yeah, there we go. That's less bright anyway. Change my angle. Change my angle. I'm getting the window now. And the ring light. Oh, what are you going to go? Maybe I should lose a bit of weight and then it'll angle down like that. Are you entertained yet? Are you entertained? Well, I like the addition of the Canadian flag back there. Well, when I'm playing, see now you can't see it, and you can only see it if I'm doing like wailing guitar solos. Woo! I don't know. Maybe I just not worry about it. Oh. Love an acoustic AC/DC song. People, you mean you. And me. Well, AC/DC, hey? Dirty deeds and they're done dirt cheap. I'm going to say probably most guys like AC/DC. Girls, not so much. But I could try that. I mean, you know, again, there's only 6 of us here. Hi, everybody, by the way. Say hi in the chat if you're here. I'd love to hear from you. If you haven't already, Lisa's here, and Cindy's here, and Rob's here, and Melissa's here, and who else? Tanya is here, right? All right. And anybody else that's watching in the background, hello, thanks for showing up today. And please say hello in the chat so I know you're here. Oh, Billy, too. Yes, of course. Here's an acoustic version of an AC/DC song. It was a fast machine, you get the motor clean. Best damn woman that I've ever seen. The slightest eyes telling me no lies, knocking me out with those Canadian fights. More than a share, she was fighting for it. She told me to come, but I was already there. The walls start shaking, the earth was quaking, my mind was aching. We were making it anew. Shook me all night long. Yeah, you shook me all night long. Yeah, you shook me. Working double time, seduction line. One of a kind, she was mine, oh mine. Wanted no applause, just another chorus made of meal out of me. Come back for more, had to cool down, take another round. Back on the ring to take another swing. Walls were shaking, the earth was quaking, my mind was shaking, and we were taking it anew. Should be all night long. Yeah, you should be all night long. Yeah, you shook me. Shook me all night long. Yeah, you shook me all night long. Yeah, you shook me all night long. Yeah, you shook me all night long. There you go. There you go, everybody. There you go, everybody. Yeah. Little AC/DC from my friend Rob James. Pulled that one right out of my butt, not gonna lie. But hey, I like it. I actually changed key halfway through because I need to sing a little higher, and I could probably do it even higher, which I'm gonna do next time I sing it. Because I'm going to add that one into the repertoire. Why not? And now I think I've officially covered all three of Robbie James's favorite bands. Although I think I might need to find a Bon Scott AC/DC song to make it complete. It's making me laugh. Like a big Angus. I can hear you saying that. Yeah, he was a pretty skinny little munchkin, hey? What the heck is going on with my camera? Seriously? We'll put it back on auto. That'll probably work better. Excuse me. You're like a big Angus. Oh my God. I'm going to feature that comment for this next song because it's just great. You're like a big Angus. Can I have a bulldog? Can I have a bulldog? My friend Robbie and I used to work for Rob and his parents' company. And, oh my God, he was in sales. He got me a job working a slitter in a factory job years ago. Probably around 2000-ish. And I worked at a place called Can Slit, and we slit polyethylene film down to smaller rolls, from big rolls to smaller rolls, basically metallizing it to small rolls and put it on skids to send out to make chip bags and stuff like that. And so one day he used to come and pick me up and drive me to work, which is like a chore in itself. I mean, I've never been a morning person, and but appreciate you picking me up all those times, Rob. Thanks, man, because that was just not for me. But made some good money, and I was able to pay off my tabs and stuff with it, and my debts, some of them. And so thanks for the job. But anyway, my point is, Rob picked me up one day, and we were driving by. Maybe it was on the way home. I don't remember. I think it was on the way to work. Pretty sure. It was on the left-hand side going down that road. And there was this sign that said, bulldogs for sale, serious people only. So I think what they meant to say was serious applicants only. But this is serious people only, which meant if you were going to go up to the door and knock on the door, you would have to say, they would open the door, and then you would go, "Can I have a bulldog?" Like, a serious person. Anyway, we howled about that for a long time. We still do. It's funny that there's small things in life that just get you through your days. That's one of the good ones, you know? Yeah. How's everybody doing on a Saturday anyway? It's kind of quiet out there today. It's funny, Saturdays are usually busier, but last night was pretty wild. Today is pretty quiet. How are you guys doing? What's going on? Talk to me, people. Anybody else want to hear anything? Anyone? I'm kind of feeling a little bit lazy today myself, to be honest with you. All right, I'm going to sing a song that I wrote that I had queued up already. This song is a song that I wrote when I was going through stuff in Ontario. I was really trying to find out what the hell that I was supposed to be doing with my life, and I was in an awful situation in a house back there, and it was just ugly. And I was getting every sign in the world to get out of there, but I just wasn't listening. Including having a flood in the house, as well as a tornado that went around the outside of the house. Actually, this little tornado that touched down in Breslau ripped the back screen door off, ripped the eaves troughs off, and ripped the branch off in the front yard in the tree. And it just went and did that. And I remember I was lying there at night, drunk, and I was in my bed, and there was a light in the plaza beside me that was always on, and then I just saw this shadow go past slow like that, and it was just weird. And I think I was listening to music, and then I heard a bang, but I just ignored it. I think that's Tia. Tia is asking for a girl like you. And I will definitely play that one, but I'll only play it if you change your name to Tia, which you can change your name on YouTube so it says your actual name. I'm going to make you do that. So you're not TD, what is it? TTGGJJ. Or put it like Tia and Josh or something would be cool. And then you can chat with everybody else. And if you do that, I will play your song. I'll play it anyway, but just, do that for me, will you? If it's you, which I think it is. Still frickin' funny. Throw me a frickin' bone here. Yeah, it's really funny. Is it 20 years? My God. All right, anyway, so this song I wrote. Yeah, that's right. And then the flood happened. There was an ice storm, and this house I was living in had like no insulation. It was like 150 years old. And they had brought the structure of the house over and dropped it on a foundation by like horse and cart, apparently. I don't know how the hell they did it, but so I was living in this place, and there was like black mold in the basement, and it was just awful. Yeah, they like painted over it. Yeah, I never ended up paying them some rent because of that, but I really don't care. And I'm not usually like that at all, but yeah, whatever. You know what? Like, again, I'm speaking my truth these days, and that's part of my story. That really pissed me off. And, how like some landlords can get away with so much shit, and it's not right. And that was one of those times. So if they're pulling stuff like that, just don't pay your rent. I mean, you might get the boot, but, they're not getting their money. Anyway, I don't need to get into that whole debate, but so what happened was, and here's what really ticked me off, is they try not to swear because there's children, probably. I'm not going to say where it is. I don't want to call people out. But, so those of you that know me know where I was living in a house. So, there you go. Ice storm came, melted the pipes, because there was no insulation in the walls. The pipes froze, and then they thawed and burst. Upstairs in the bathroom, I was fast asleep when this happened. And then apparently it happened in this house, and then because it was like one line or something happened in the landlord's house too, and they discovered it and came running over to my place because they knew it was all together, and they of course never had told me this ever. And I woke up to 3 floors of flooding, and all my stuff like damaged and ruined. I lost so much stuff because of that. Poured down from the bathroom to a kitchen that was underneath, and then down to the basement where I had all my stuff, and on top of the electrical panel. It was just awful. So the ceiling of the kitchen or the bathroom floor also got was all ruined and torn down. There ended up being like a hole to the outside at one point. They never fixed that shit for like 5 months. And so I only had heat in half the house. And so I put like sleeping bags up on the one side of the entranceways and on the windows, because the heater was only working on one side of the house. It was awful. And I, of course, like told them like they need to fix it how many times. And it was just one of those situations where I was struggling and stuck, and they just didn't care. And so that's when it was just another big sign that I needed to move on. So during that time, it was just a time of darkness, but I think really like God or the universe was giving me these signs and giving me, the friend of mine ended up helping me out of there, into another house, which ended up being awesome, which I'm very thankful for. But boy, I went through some times there that I really never talked about this stuff with anybody, and but I write songs about it. So a lot of that time is in this song, and I'm really thankful that I went through that to kind of see what people can be like. And it's really important to watch for those signs. Sometimes we get signs, and if you pay attention to them and not try to control everything, sometimes you get signs from the universe or signs from animals or signs from anything, and just pay attention to it and then act on it. Anyway, so this was me walking towards a more spiritual version of myself. The song's called Born Again Skin. And thank you to Trina McDaniel, my collaborator, for helping me get this song out. It's a cold, cold feeling. The darkness moves in. Try to get away from it, but I'm still struggling. I need a little help to get me through this day. I wanna walk the path of righteous, do it in your name. Standing up to break these invisible chains. It's taking all my courage to face my sin. I've done my time and cleared my mind. I'm ready to begin. It's time to get busy living in my born again skin. Half empty with heartache, half full of life. Excuses for my wrongs, just the freedom to get them right. Standing up to break these invisible chains. It's taking all my courage to face my sin. I've done my time and cleared my mind. I'm ready to begin. It's time to get busy living my born again skin. Lord, what's in store for a man like as I keep walking in your light? Please, can you guide me where I'm supposed to be, so I can find a new home inside of me? Standing not to break these invisible chains. It's taking all my courage to face my sin. I've done my time and cleared my mind. I'm ready to begin. It's time to get busy living in my born again skin. My born again skin. All right, so a couple things. Thanks, by the way. A couple things. One is you can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and YouTube unlocks a bunch of things once I get to 1,000 subscribers. I've gone from 70 to just over 200 in the since March, since I've really put a strong march forward in streaming. So if you're watching this now or you're watching this in the recording later, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can do that on the top right-hand corner on YouTube, and I'd really appreciate that. And also you can click on the little notification bell to let you know when I'm going live again. And also please like this video and comment on this video too, and share. Also, if you're watching from Facebook right now, Facebook, you can actually start a watch party, which will bring a lot of people in, actually, which would be awesome if you could do that right now. That would be amazing. Or you can just share it to by Messenger or a friend. You know how to do it on Facebook. But click the share button, share it out, and let's try and get some more people in here today. It's only 6, which is really shocking. But okay. I mean, I'll play for one person, but certainly would like to see a bunch of people in here, and I'm not sure why that's happening. I think the algorithms are very different with this program that I'm using, whereas when I was just going directly live on Facebook Live, for example, they would automatically send it out, so I don't think people are getting notified. But hey, you know what? It's okay. Some days are better than others. But I think I'm going to take a short break right now, and I'm actually going to see if I can share the feed and see if that helps bring some people in. But thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. And if you feel like helping me out, consider tipping me. I just put the link in. Hi, Sandy Mitchell's here. Hello, Sandy. Hi. Yeah, you know what? If you want to help me out, you can hit the tip link. That'll take you to a page on my website where you can tip via PayPal. And this is part of my living now, so I would really appreciate it if you could tip or donate. That would be great. And that goes towards me being a full-time musician, and you are being a patron of my art. And these days, in these times that we're in, this is what musicians are having to do. So if you can, this is me putting in the effort and performing for you guys and my own songs and setting up and doing everything I need to do to entertain you at home. So if you can help me out with sharing, also with tipping, that would be amazing. And those of you that do tip today, I have a big black box of memories over here as a bonus to the tip. And what it is, it's just a big shoebox. But inside, I've got a ton of photographs that I've been collecting over the last 20 years, and or more. And every time someone tips, I'm going to pull a photo out, show it to you guys, tell a story behind it, and maybe it will directly relate to a song, or maybe it'll just be a fun photo. Anyway, that's just a bonus for tipping, and I really appreciate you guys very much. And this is part of me just like sharing my story. And my truth. What do you guys think of my cool lighting in the background? I guess I'm coercing you into telling me that it's cool. Wow, look at that. Just jumped up to 11 people when I stopped playing. So somebody must have shared. So thank you, whoever just did that. Welcome to the new people that are watching. I'm just on my break, but I'm going to play some songs here in a few minutes because I am also going to share the feed. If you want to help out today, please share the feed. You can also tip or donate, and we're doing the big box of memories today. So every time someone tips, I'm pulling out a photo, show it to you guys, tell a story behind it, maybe sing a song about it. And yeah, this is my new setup here in Sydney, and just moved to Sydney, BC, just moved the studio, and I'm moving myself and my cat at the end of the month as well. Robbie Hancock live from Sydney, BC. Look at that. I'm using another platform here so I can broadcast to multiple platforms, and for the most part, it's working out. And it looks like there's one person watching me on Twitch. Hello, Twitch person. Please type in the chat and say hi. It would be great to hear from you. Thank you. I'm just going to bring this down for a sec so I can. Oops. So I can talk to you. Grab my phone as well. And we're all going to play a little game right now, which is Share the Feed, it's called. So click the share button and share it out with whoever you'd like. And, oh, look at that. Looks like I've got my first tip of the day, but from Cindy Baker. Thank you, Cindy. And I'm going to pull out a photograph in just 1 second once I get back to playing. I appreciate your donation. Thank you so much, Cindy. And I'm going to talk about that photo in just a second. Yeah, let's see if this works. I'm going to do some sharing too at the same time. And if you guys want to help me share the feed, share it wherever you like, on a page, in a group, to personal friends you think might like my broadcast. And let's see if we can bring some more people in here today. And the rain has started coming down in Sydney. Cool. Honestly, I really feel like I need an assistant. So if anybody would like to be my assistant, please send me a message and I'll put you to work. Yes, thank you, Cindy. How you guys doing out there on a Saturday? What are you having for supper? I'm having a salmon tonight. Not a whole salmon, but I'm going to have a piece of salmon. I think I got like a 7-ounce portion, I think, with garlic and butter, and throw that in tin foil, throw that on the barbecue, and then I'm going to have vegetables with garlic as well, and some rice, I think. Cindy's having pizza. Nice. Actually, I have 2 slices of pizza that are sitting in the fridge for a couple days now. Don't think I'm going to eat that. Well, we made it out to 11 people. So that's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I know. That's boring. So here's the thing. I mean, I need to actually share this stuff out, and the only way I can share it is to sit here and actually do that on my phone. So I need an assistant to help me share stuff and to help me promote. So if anybody's interested in doing that and you think that that's something that you'd be good at, I need to do that so I can scale things up a little more and bring some more people into my broadcast. So I'm putting it out there for people that are watching, but anybody that might be watching in the background that would there might be a Robbie fan that would like to help me out. I definitely need some help with a few things because I just can't do everything. And these days, especially with this pandemic, everything is all on us to do it or not. And believe me, it's a lot of work to be able to get to where I am right now to be able to broadcast for you guys. So I'd certainly like to see a lot more than, respectfully appreciate you 9 people being here, but I'd really like to see a lot more. And I'm not sure what else I can really do to make that happen. But if I got some help, I think I need a team. If I had a team, I think that would really help things. So just speaking my mind there. I need help. That's what I'm trying to say. I need some help, man. There we go. Check. I think I'm going to sit down for a bit. I used to sit all the time, but I've enjoyed standing, but especially yesterday, was actually hurting my feet a little bit, so I think I might do one set standing, one set sitting. Sitting. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm yawning. I know it's not professional, but hey, what are you going to do? Tired. Come on. I don't have enough room in this bloody place. All right. No. Some of these photos are kind of moot. Let's see if I can find one for you here. This is a group of photos during a time. Actually, is Billy still there? Billy, are you still there or watching away? Billy. Oh, Billy. Billy's probably in the hot tub. I don't blame her. Weird. La 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 la. Do 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 do. Why are you asking me that question, Rob? Trying to get me in trouble? Well, I dated two girls while I was working in the East Sides, Rob. One I was dating first, who actually worked there. Her name was Krista. And then towards the end, I started dating the girl that most of my songs are about, which is Catherine. That's probably who you're referring to. And anyway, so this one's for Cindy now. Cindy has tipped me. Thanks for your donation, Cindy. And every time somebody tips, I am going to show you guys a photograph at the last 25 years of my life, I guess, and just pull something out of the box and show you guys and talk about it. And yeah. So this is one. I'm going to show you the picture first, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. Yes, that is in fact me as a snowboarder. I spent a full season snowboarding. I learned how to snowboard. That was one of those things, challenges that I took on in my life. And so I was traveling out, working from resort to resort in BC and Alberta when I was younger, probably 2002 to about 2005. Catherine never worked at East Sides, no. Krista did, though. So I ended up working, that's why I was asking if Billy was still here, because I used to live in Kamloops, and I worked in Sun Peaks, BC. And so I spent a season there. I lived there from December to about April that year, and lived in a house with 4 other people. And the lift was about 100 yards from my back door, and I would get up in the morning and dress up like you saw me, and then I'd take the chair, which is about a half an hour chair, up to the top of the mountain, top of the world they called it, and then I would snowboard down to work and work all day. So I'd have all my work gear in my backpack, and then I would finish work and I'd snowboard home. And I didn't do that every day, but I definitely did that, and it was an amazing thing. And I'd never snowboarded before. I actually skied before, but I skied on my face. My mom has a picture of me, like with my face all bloodied. So I didn't think I'd ever get back up and do that, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to try this again. So I started off on the bunny hill and bruised my tailbone, and I went through that whole thing that everybody goes through in the first couple of weeks. But I got through it, and I learned how to carve, and I got better and better and better and better. And at the end, I was great. But about a month before the end, I tried something that I shouldn't have, and I ended up catching an edge and doing what is called a yard sail. And I got a mild concussion, and then I didn't get back up after that. But the season was pretty amazing. I was bartending and serving and working a bar called Mac Daddy's there, and they had Jägermeister on tap, I remember. and there was like 4 bottles upside down on this thing, and like, oh, so much trouble. I'd work all day, and again, Dad and Mom, if you're listening, this would be a time to press mute. So I would work all day, and I sometimes made like $200-300, and then I would go at night to Mac Daddy's with the staff and just party, and then just blow it all. And it was a really, really amazing time. But I had a girlfriend like almost the whole time I was there. I was going out with a German girl named Jenny, and she, like, her parents owned one of the resorts, which was really cool. And at the end, I ended up moving in with her, and it's the only girl I've ever lived with. Lived with her for about 3 weeks in Kamloops, and it just didn't work out, and we just parted ways without going into details. But during that 3-week period, this is part of the cool story, and then I'm going to sing you a song. That 3-week period, I was working in a fine dining restaurant. I'd gotten a job down there, and it wasn't very busy. But I was making okay money, and it was all right, and I wasn't really all that happy with my life during that time. Oh man, it's just some really good stories that happened after that too, but I'm going to keep it short here. So I was working in a restaurant, and there was a commotion, and everyone was kind of like gathering and pointing. I'm like, what the hell's going on over there? And then one of the servers came up to me, and she's like, just go walk by that table over there, table number 9 or whatever it was. So I went and walked over, and lo and behold, sitting in the booth was none other than Robert Redford and his manager. So I just walked by, and I was and I kept walking. So by the end of the evening, there like this big group and lineup had formed out front, and they had to close the doors, and they're of course going to go out the back door, and I'm sure that they were used to this. But there became a point where Robert Redford ended up standing by himself at the back, and it just ended up being me and him. I was just like, okay, I have to say something. And so all I could come up was so how are you enjoying your stay in Kamloops? And I love your films, and I love your work. And he said, I really love it here. It reminds me of my ranch in Montana. That's exactly what he said. So that was a nice meeting with a nice man who's one of my favorite actors of all time. So there you go, Cindy. There's your photo and story. So yeah. During that time, before I had the girlfriend, I had a fling thing with a beautiful person, beautiful woman. Right when I first got to the resort, and before it even opened, like the snow hadn't even started coming down, and she just happened to be there, and I was there early too, and it was really nice, and it was short-lived, and I can't really even remember why. But during that time, I mean, like I sang for her, and she absolutely loved my voice, and we've kind of stayed in touch. I actually saw her on the island here not too long ago. Hang on a minute. Yeah, there we go. And she had bugged me to learn this song, and she loved U2. She's a huge U2 fan, so I learned this. I learned this song for her, and I've been singing it ever since. And I saw her here on the island. I thought we were going to connect, but we never ended up doing that. And it's just one of those things. Like, I just kept playing this song, and then it ended up being in my repertoire. But this is where this song came from. It came from like our short relationship, and her loving my voice and really helping me grow confidence in myself, and learning how to play this song. And I'm going to sing it for you. You say you want diamonds and a ring of gold. You say you want story to remain untold. All the promises we made, from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. You say you'll give me a highway with no one on it, a treasure just to look upon it, the riches in the night. You say you'll give me river in a time of drowning, a harbor in the tempest, all the promises we made, from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. You say you want your love to work out right, to last with me through the night. You say you want diamonds in a ring of gold, story promises cradle to the grave. When all I want is you. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Yeah, and that's it. Star. That's a song for Victoria. That's her name, and hope to see her again someday. She was absolutely lovely. And thank you so much, Tia. Tia is my birth sister. Tia is my sister. I don't have to say birth sister anymore. Tia is my sister. And her and I have reconnected, and I'm really happy about that. Her and my nephew Josh, who I'm not sure is watching, or Tia, I think you're there right now. If you are, say hello. And I'll wait for you to say something in the chat so I know that you're there. Can you guys hear the rain coming down, by the way? It's beautiful here. I definitely won't be able to do much recording when it's raining, but Tia's here. Okay. So I've been speaking my truth and telling stories, and part of what I've been doing is telling my story and my musical story, but my life story, but they all tie in together, and it feels really good to not hold back on anything anymore and feel that I have to, because that's not who I am. And besides the fact that I can share my stories that can help other people, which is a really powerful thing, not only just speaking to people, but also through songs. And that's happened a lot in my life. And when I least expect it, somebody will come up and say, wow, that song really touched me or reached me, or they'll come up to me and they'll be in tears, and I'll be in shock because I won't even know where they came from. And then I'll realize I just finished singing a song that really moved them. And so then I started really realizing the power of music and the power of songs and the power of songwriting. And I've had some amazing mentors that have taught me to write from the heart and write deeply. And I've naturally been always been an emotional writer. I tried to write country and didn't really work out so well because, it's a different style of writing, and I was chasing something that wasn't me. But writing music and songs and stories, emotional stories that are support for, that's why I do well in film and television, because of that. Anyway, so thank you, Tia, for your tip and your donation. I appreciate that, sis. And I'm going to go over to the old box of memories and grab a picture and talk about it. Just a second. And then I'm going to talk to my friend Robbie James about something too, actually. I pulled this aside to show you, Robbie, but I'll do this after this song. But I'm going to put that in front of me so I don't forget. Yes, give me a second. Ha! Are you still there? There's a few people here, actually. Hi, guys. Sorry for the delay there, but I was just pulling out a specific photograph of my sister. And then I'm going to sing you a song. And because I got a story. And this is a good one. And consider yourselves lucky to be here at this moment for me talking about this. So Tia is, so I'm adopted, and had my mom and dad adopted me and adopted my sister. They are Welsh. I moved here in '65. Had a couple kids, and they died just after birth, unfortunately. So they adopted us in the early '70s. Well, in the '70s, I guess. '74 for me. '75 for me is when I was adopted, actually. And in October '75, which I've recently found out. That's the certificate that I have uncovered recently. And and then my sister was 4 years. I'm not sure exactly when she was adopted, but she's 4 years younger than me. So they were amazing providers, and my mom and dad are still here and still alive. And my mom is 80, my dad is 78, and they've done a pretty damn good job in raising me. And may not have been the career that they would have wanted for me, but I'm doing what I love, and you know, I stuck with my guns and decided to pursue my dreams and my passion and who I am. inside as a person, which is music and everything to do with music. And I'm so glad that I made that choice and listened to my inner self, because I knew that that's what I needed to do. So, thank you, Mom and Dad. I'll start by saying that. Bill and Betty, thank you. My adoption, my birth mother, she passed away this past December, and I never met her. I had the opportunity once, but I only ever got one letter from her, and it wasn't very nice. So I decided against it, and I thought maybe someday that I would meet her, and I was actually really starting to get towards maybe doing that the last few years, and then I found out through Tia that she had passed away, unfortunately. So my whole life I was always been torn about, because I was with her for like the first 8 months of my life, which again I've read about recently, like last week. I went through everything, which some of it I'd ignored, but I really dug deep and faced everything. And I'm glad that I did. But after 8 months, she just couldn't take care of me. She didn't have support from her family. And I found out recently that my birth father and who he was, I don't know his name, but I know now because I was under the impression that he was somebody else. But I found out the truth because it was written down on paper, which I discovered and for whatever reason passed it over years ago, probably because I didn't want to face it. But I found out on one of the pieces of paper on the paperwork that he was married with 3 children. And I was going to tell Tia this, but I'm telling her now because she's here. And so he's not who I thought he was. And so he obviously wasn't around or may not have even known I existed. So my birth mother, Sandy, gave me up for adoption about 8 months after I was born. But I didn't go up for adoption right away. I was put into foster care. And this is where things are kind of hazy for about a year, actually. I mean, I may have been adopted before that, I'm not sure. But the paperwork in the courts, which I know may take some time, I'd have to talk to my mom and dad about that, but was like October of 75. So from like September, October 74 to 75, there was this gap of like, I don't really know what happened. It was like 4 or 5 foster homes. I was adopted with a black eye. I'm not sure exactly what happened during that time, but I've always felt it, right? I've always felt uneasy about it. I always know that it's always brought a lot of anxiety for me, and it's always been a reason for me to drink because I'd never wanted to face it. Well, I haven't drank in 7 years, thankfully, and I've faced all of these things, and I've forgiven her, and things have been a lot better for me over the last couple of years, especially than they have been in my whole life. And it doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. It has everything to do with me and owning it myself and forgiving those that were making decisions that were completely out of my control. So, in saying all of that, I have a picture. I have a picture of my birth mother. It's the only picture that I have. It's the only one that I ever got from her. And this was from her in the Chicopee area in Kitchener in 1986. So I would have been I would have been 12. And it's a lovely picture. I'm going to show it to you. She was beautiful. And I got her dimple and her eyes. And so did Tia. And she looked really happy there. She looks really happy there. So that's how I want to remember her. But the thing is that, and I'm including you guys in this journey now, is that I can still actually find my birth father now. So in a way that the only way I'm going to find him is because they didn't have his name, I don't think. But I can sign up for that Ancestry.com and then open up that whole can of worms. And there can be some good or bad. I mean, Tia did it recently too, and I think that's how we found out that she had passed. But thinking about doing it because I'd like to have a conversation with my birth father, I think. Anyway, so it's been an emotional week for me. It's been an emotional life for me. Let's just say that. But these days, I'm facing my emotions, and it's made me grow up a lot over the last few years and mature a lot as a man. And so I only ever wrote one song, and I know that there's going to be more coming. But I only ever wrote one song about Sandy, and my birth father's in here too, which is that one letter that I got that wasn't very nice. She gave me hell for not meeting her before I met my birth family, like my aunts and uncles and Tia, but it was just all timing, you know. And I was going to, but I got a letter that wasn't very nice, so I cried that day, as I say in the song. So I'm going to sing this song for you, because it's like partly like, you know, a way to describe to people that are not adopted what it feels like to be adopted, because it's torn. I've always, you know, been upset because she gave me away, but on the other side of the coin, I'm thankful that I'm here and I'm alive and that I'm breathing and I'm blessed and all of those things. So that's my truth. And here's the song. Mama, I miss you, though I never knew you. I thank you, my friend, for giving me a chance under circumstances beyond your control. When I read your letter, I cried that day. Things are getting better, but I still must say, what gives you the right to turn around and walk away when I'm lying here crying for you? And if I never get the chance to see your face again, I still will remember you. I still will remember you. But will you still remember me? Daddy, I miss you, though I never knew you. Thank you, your friend, for giving me a chance under circumstances beyond your control. When I read your letter, I cried that day. Things are getting better, but I still must say,
gives you the right to turn around and walk away. When I'm lying with you crying for you. If I never get the chance to see your face again, still will remember you. Still will remember you. You still. Remember me. Remember me.
I barely made it through that song. You know, the only reason I got through that song is because I just tell myself, like, be professional. Be professional. Don't lose it. And I made it. But when I don't have the camera on or when I'm not on stage, I don't make it. But there was a song idea that came to me while I was singing that thing. And I need to write it down because otherwise I'll forget. And I'll tell you about it in a second. If I never get the chance to see your face again is a line in that song. And I'm looking at my iPad, which I have off right now because I don't need those lyrics because I have them ingrained. And I realized, looking back at myself, that I will see their faces every day for the rest of my days. Every time I look in the mirror. There's a song there for sure. And so that's how these songs come about sometimes. And I don't just had the realization that, like, just looking at myself right now and singing that song, I'm like looking at my birth mother and father right now. So yeah, obviously it's an emotional topic for me, but you know, this in no way, you know, I've always tried to hide this from my birth, like from my mom and dad, that you know, Bill and Betty that have you know, adopted me and brought me up and loved me. I mean, they're my parents. There's no arguing that. That's never going to change ever, no matter what. But the people that I'm connected to by blood and birth are also people that I want to know, if I can, I think now that I'm ready. and unfortunately Sandy has passed. But if I can meet my birth father, I will. And yeah, it may not be all wine and roses, and I totally understand that, but it's something that I need to do. Yeah, because it's my truth, and this is partly what's helping me go deeper as a songwriter and really dig deep into what I know can be some great songs. So thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out and like listening through that. And Tia says, "Beautiful song. Hugs to you, brother." Thank you. Yeah. Well, there you go, Tia. I wanted to share that story because I came across her photo recently. I just had to dig it out there. And so, yeah, there we go. All right, moving on. Got a few songs left here. And before I do that, I've got the stuff out here that I wanted to show Robbie too. Okay, Rob, I'm just going to show you, buddy. Here we go. This is a flyer for this is a flyer for the second Argus Music Festival in 2009. So the first one was actually 2008. Oh my God. And we did this at Rob's bar. Robbie had a bar called Mulligan's, and in Cambridge on Beverly Street. And I kept the flyer. I mean, I keep a lot of things. Surprise people sometimes. I've surprised some of my friends when I pull a photograph out. Anyway, so we got a lot of sponsors on that one, including Molson. And we raised over $2,000 at this one. And there's a lot of amazing artists that came and helped. And I've been raising money for homeless teens since 2008 through the Argus Music Festival. They did the very first one on my birthday at Mulligan's. And I think we did a couple, Rob. I think we did, I'm not sure, 2 or 3, I can't remember. And then things kind of went from there into different places and different parts of the country. But mostly this one was for, yeah, we really did have some really good festivals and really good music stuff going on, because you allowed me to spread my wings there as my friend. You believed in me, and you let me run an open mic there for a long time too, and I really appreciate that. And that's how this all started. But if you wouldn't have let me do that, Rob, I mean, think about this, okay? I, to date, have raised, with the help of people like you and the musicians across this country, have raised over $20,000 for homeless youth. It's just an amazing thing that just deeply is a deep gratifying feeling to be able to help people in need like that. And you helped make that happen and helped me to create this thing. And the first couple of them were created out of nothing. We had Mel Brown at the first one, and Steve Strongman, and like some amazing artists. And I ran these things every year since 2008. I thought it was 2009. It's 2008. So 12 years now. And for the Argus House, which is a male and female houses in Cambridge, homeless teens, and they always need money. So You can go and search Argus if you want to help or donate. And same thing out here now with the Threshold Housing Society here in Victoria. And we're going to be doing another fundraiser hopefully in January once this whole pandemic thing is hopefully over and done with. Because homeless people really need our help more than ever right now. And there's a lot of us struggling, but imagine not having a home and going through this. Just awful. Anyway, I wanted to show you that, Robbie, and because Rob is a really good man, and he is totally in support of this thing, in raising money for homeless teens. We did that for a few years, so I just want to show you that because I came across it. I don't think I'm going to show those ones. Nope. And I will show you this one, though. This is for Tia. I think Tia is probably still watching. This is a... tired today. This is a picture of me at the same time as when my birth mother got that picture taken in 1986. This was in 1986. I was in grade 6, and this is me and my buddies. Actually, the guy in the very back that you can't see, his name's John Galbraith. John is here on the island, and he's the guy that I stay with him for 3 months. I've known him since grade 1. And Jody Moore and Amos Connolly and John Judeman. So this is me in grade 6. With my buddies in grade 6. Being silly. It's funny, I remember doing that. So glad I kept this. Well, I got a couple more for you guys, and I'm going to probably do one more, actually, because we are at 7 o'clock. But I know I did more talking today than I normally do, but I just kind of was in the mood. And thanks again for tuning in. Looks like about 7 people on YouTube and about 4 or 5 on Facebook. Actually, there's one person on Twitch, too. Thanks a lot for tuning in today, guys. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that now. Click on the top right of YouTube, or an easier way would be to just go to my website, and I have the button at the top of my website. So you just go to robbiehancock.com and just click the button and it'll subscribe, and that's the easiest way to do that. So I need to get up to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm at just over 200. So I've got a ways to go, but I believe that I can do it, and with your help, I certainly can. And if you'd like to help me out today, then the easiest way to do that is by shooting me a tip or a donation. So the tip link I put into the chat, and I appreciate your support, because this is how I'm making my living now, partly. And also, you're being a patron of my art by helping me in that way. So thank you. And there's a link to a page on my website where you can click on PayPal, secure link. And that's the easiest way to do that. Thanks in advance. And thanks to those that have tipped me now and over the last few months. It's been, I don't know what I would have done without it. So I relied on my art to be able to get me through. And thank you. I did have some help from the government too, I must admit. I applied for everything that I could, and got some grant money as well. It's not a lot, but it helped as well. So thankful for our Canadian government living this country right now. This is the song that spurred the Argus, very first Argus Music Festival. And, you know, I'd already gone through my own time when I was out west, when I had nothing. And, you know, I couldn't get any money from anywhere, and I couldn't get a loan, and I couldn't get anything. And I was out west, and I was stuck out west, and I just decided to figure it out. And so I went for about 3 weeks without a home. And place I was staying, the lady kicked me out. And so I grabbed a paper and saw an ad and the rooms for rent kind of thing. And I called and I said, you know, I was looking for a room like at the end of the month, and just need to get over the next few weeks. And then like, well, we actually have a tent trailer in the backyard. This is in Alberta, by the way, Red Deer. We have a tent trailer in the backyard that you can stay in for a few weeks, and until you can move into the house. And they gave me a super cheap rate. It was like $200 or something like that. So, and I was working at a restaurant at the time. Day bar, bartending, like just tips, like tip out. That's what I was just awful. I wasn't making any money. And I made it through though, man. I made it through. But in that time, in that tent trailer was one of like the lowest parts, like one of the lowest points of my life. And just, I knew what it felt like to have nothing and to be homeless. And it wasn't very long for me. I'm not going to say that it was. But I experienced it. I definitely experienced what it was like to have nothing and to be really broken and to not want to ask for help. It was really awful feeling, and I knew that someday that I'd be hopeful to be in a position where I can help other people, and that's partly why I do what I do. Is because I know what that feels like, and this experience as well, where I came across this old man, which I really feel is like a spiritual experience, and with God as well was present during that time, and so I decided to tell the story in a blues song. It goes like this. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. I really appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you next Friday or Saturday.
Walking along, just minding my mind. The distance I saw you, a man, singing songs to the unkind, with a guitar in his hand. I see unkind, a heckler indeed. Disgrace the old man's concrete bed. Stop singing the blues and all that you know, singing the songs in my head. The old man said, you're not gonna stop me from singing the blues. Not gonna stop me, yeah. But Jesus, Jesus. the store for my $15 fix. Thinking about the old man. He saved me some change and a last cigarette to put in the old man's can. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. Came back along to see the old man. Sweet blues, guitar, and melody. I put all the goods into his can. So give me some Delta blues, please. The old man said, now they're gonna stop me from singing the blues. Now they're gonna stop me, yeah. Gee.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. And thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, keep on tuning in. Please tell 5 people about this and share the links. Hang on to the link. It's the same link now every week. And yeah, please let your friends know, people that you think might appreciate this. And I'm here every Friday, Saturday, 5 till 7 PST. And I might actually add some more times. I'm not sure. I was thinking about that. Hey, Jesse's here too. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Yeah, so thanks, everybody. Really appreciate you coming on out here and listening to some songs. And thanks for your tips and donations. I really appreciate that, too. If anybody would like to still do that here at the end, I'm just going to post the link one more time. And would appreciate it, of course. And I'm going to go get something to eat. Now I'm going to go have some salmon. I'm going to have a salmon dinner. But enjoy the rest of your Saturday night, folks. And take care, be well, be safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.